All right, runners, listen up. If you're always on the hunt for that extra edge, that little something to push you past your personal best, then you are in the right place. Today, we're digging into the fascinating science behind a simple, totally natural supplement that could seriously change your next race. Let's get right into it. I mean, it sounds a little too good to be true, doesn't it? Could the key to unlocking your potential be hiding in the produce aisle? Well, the science we're about to unpack suggests that, yeah, your secret weapon might just be a humble vegetable. So, first up, let's talk about this so-called beetroot boost. Is this all just hype, or is there some real hard science to back it up? Let's find out. Now, where's all this information coming from? Well, it's all based on a really thorough review of 10 different scientific studies. And here's the best part. These studies weren't looking at superhuman Olympians. Nope. They were focused on people just like you and me, the everyday recreational runners hitting the pavement week in and week out. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty science of it. We're going to pop the hood on your body's engine, so to speak, and see exactly how it turns this simple vegetable juice into high-octane performance fuel. It's actually a pretty amazing bit of natural chemistry. So it all starts with a natural compound called nitrate. You find it in lots of leafy greens, but it's packed, and I mean packed, into beetroot. Now, nitrate by itself is, well, it's just nitrate. The real magic, the transformation, that all happens once it gets inside your body. Think of it like a three-step assembly line. First, you drink the beetroot juice. You get the nitrate. Then, your body gets to work, converting that nitrate into something called nitrite. And finally, that nitrite gets turned into the real hero of our story. And that hero is nitric oxide. This is it. This is the molecule that actually delivers all those performance benefits we're talking about. The entire biological process, it's all geared towards creating this one incredibly powerful compound. So what's so special about nitric oxide? Well, it triggers this amazing process called vasodilation. The easiest way to picture it is to think of your blood vessels as highways. Vasodilation is like instantly widening those highways from 2 lanes to 6, allowing a flood of oxygen-rich blood to get delivered straight to your muscles right when they're screaming for it. Okay, the science is cool for sure, but what does this actually mean for your run? What are the real-world results you can actually feel when your feet are hitting the pavement? Let's talk about that. The research points to 2 massive benefits. First, your VO2 max can improve. That's just a fancy way of saying your body gets way more efficient at using oxygen. And second, and this might be the best part, you'll have reduced perceived exhaustion. In other words, your run can literally start to feel easier. But, and this is a really important but, here's a fascinating twist in the story. This beetroot boost doesn't work the same for everybody. So who's actually getting the biggest advantage here? And this is where it gets super interesting. The science is crystal clear. For us recreational runners, the benefits are significant. You can measure them, you can feel them. But for elite athletes, their bodies are already such finely tuned machines that the effect is often tiny or even non-existent. This really is a secret weapon for the everyday athlete. And it gets even more specific. It's not just about who you are, it's also about how far you're running. The data shows the biggest, most noticeable benefits happen in those shorter, more intense races, like a 5K. As you start to tackle longer distances, that advantage starts to become less obvious. So, with all that in mind, how do you actually use this information to go out and crush your next race? Let's put it all together and break down the winning formula. The research gives us a pretty clear game plan. First, you need a high dose of nitrate, so look for concentrated beetroot shots. Second, this isn't a one-and-done kind of thing. For the best results, you need to be taking it consistently for several days leading up to your event. And finally, remember to target those shorter races to really feel that boost. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This quote from the scientific review sums it all up perfectly. It's a cost-effective and safe method for us non-professional athletes. It's simple, it's accessible, and it works. So there you have it. The evidence is on the table. The science shows a clear, natural path to better performance for so many of us runners out there. The only question left is, now that you have the science, what are you going to do with it?